money. And you will make a lot of money, because nobody stops.
I know.
I mean,
Yeah, I hear you. We just had the census come back. I know your wife was involved in the census. I have 32,000 residents in my basic car. Sometimes I'm the only officer out there. To think that I could just post up there for 2 hours is not going to happen. We'll just do the best we can and see if with the councilman's help we can do some.
Just leave a car there.
Yeah, that would work for a minute,
Cardboard cutout.
It would work until the car was gone.
Having nothing to do with that,
Yeah.
I saw in the paper recently that our new councilman, Mr. Englander, who I really like incidentally, was bragging about the crackdown that he had instigated in Devonshire on pot shops.
Yep.
And now he wants to do the same thing in Topanga. But after my interview with Captain Brasha, he said there's basically no problem, and he doesn't get involved. He doesn't have you guys get involved with it unless there's a report of incidents going on. That as a result of that, the crime rate in Topanga Station has dropped drastically.
Yeah.
Because you guys are out there doing what you need to do. Do you know what they're? We don't have that many pot shops in Topanga area.
No, in West Hills there's 2 in Sam's area, and I have 2 marijuana clinics.
Isn't that the one on in the mall with the Ralph's grocery
Yeah, I
store?
have one in the Ralph's grocery store.
Because last week there was a burglary or something about a car broken into.
Yep.
They were getting a picture taken and they didn't pay attention. They left the purse in the car. They broke the window and took the purse.
Yeah. Funny you mentioned that because now the captain's changed his stand. Now we're doing
Now you're doing.
drastic enforcement, and they've closed down 4 more since that time. So.
Right.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
I've seen you touring in front of Spectrum and Ralph's, and I wondered if crime is down in that shopping center because they cut all the trees down
Yes.
and cut the foliage really short.
There is. It's totally down.
Fabulous.
That was my first car broken in there in I can't remember how long.
Fabulous.
And Spectrum hasn't been an issue at all. The homeless guys are having a harder time hanging out there. We also closed out no parking on Sherman Way, which some people didn't like, but it got rid of all those RVs, which there was a lot of guys, they were using that as a hub where 3 or 4 guys would be sleeping in there. So we did a couple little tweaks and it really has helped. And yes ma'am.
Speaking of motorhomes, down where the buses, on Fairlawn there, no, Roscoe, but where the buses are by, the bus depot there for the regular buses, you've got 3 or 4 motorhomes parked.
You're talking about like north, like on Nordhoff?
Nordoff, yes, I'm sorry.
That's,
Do they work for the buses or?
no, that's actually Devonshire Division.
Thank
I
God.
don't know what they're doing on that. I don't want to pass the buck. But it's a semi-commercial area, so we tend not to do as much enforcement on those there. I think it's just a spot where people are storing their RVs.
No, I think they're living in.
And you see the ones on Canoga too. There's just areas where people have just always parked them.
Well, it's
What,
hard times.
what about the camper that is permanently parked behind the old Sid's Seafood?
I don't know about that one. I know what you're talking about. I don't know the story with that one. I know Officer Padron talked to that guy there.
Yeah,
He's still there, so I don't know if the guy is
got permission or not?
quasi-security or what. Sometimes we find the owners of these properties, if they're going to leave them vacant for a long time, let people stay on the property and watch them.
Okay, one other question.
Sure.
With 4th of July coming up, last 4th of July, someone on Rayan Street had a string of big, like cherry bombs or whatever, all the way across the street. And, I mean, these were big ones. Well, my husband called about 3 times to see if somebody was in the neighborhood that could stop by and pick it up, because he didn't know what to do with it once he got it. I mean, it's dynamite, so.
Firework.
What, I mean, hopefully it doesn't happen again, but.
Just got to do your best to call us, the 1877 number, Ask LAPD.
1877?
Yeah, I think it's in the newsletter.
I don't know, he called.
That's our non-emergency dispatch. We're going to be max deployed this 4th of July, which